kick right in front of the goal, and it's in.
Second, cuts to the corner, take the shot, he scores!
And Madison. Braden started playing Grasshoppers, rec, and travel with the Peters Township Soccer Association, then transitioned to the Beadling Soccer Club for the last 11 years. He has been a varsity letterman his sophomore and junior year and was named one of the 4 captains for his senior year. He was also a wrestling and track letterman. Braden would like to thank his Beadling coaches, including his dad, and the Peters coaching staff and trainers that have helped encourage, motivate, teach, and mold him into the athlete and person he has become. In Braden's free time, he enjoys snowboarding, lifting, and fishing. But above all else, he loves working in his grandparents' garage on his project vehicles. He has been employed by Michael Brothers Companies for the past 4 years. While his pathway after graduation is undecided, he aspires to be a specialty diesel mechanic and follow his dreams. Braden Apple. Ralph Bush, 45. Ralph is the son of Ralph and Donna Bush, brother to Madison, Marissa, and Ryan. Ralph has always had a passion for soccer since the young age of 5 when he first set foot on the soccer field as a grasshopper. Ralph has always played defensive positions for both Peters Township as well as his Victory and Century Club teams. Ralph will have earned 3 varsity letters at the conclusion of this season. Ralph loves boating, golfing with friends, and camping with his family in his spare time. Ralph has been on a high honor roll throughout his tenure at Peters Township High School. He is currently a member of the National Honor Society and FBLA at the high school. He plans on attending Penn State University and pursuing a career in management information systems. Ralph Bush. Colin Froelich, number 21. Colin is the son of Mark and Aaron Froelich and brother to Nathan, Katie, and Alan. Colin has played soccer in Peters Township since age 5 in both the rec and travel programs. Colin has also played club soccer for Beadling and the Riverhounds. At Peters Township High School, Colin is a highest honor roll student all 4 years. He is a member of the National Honor Society and Ambassadors Club. Outside of soccer, Colin has volunteered his time with the Washington City Mission, Washington Christian Outreach, Uncathlon for Special Olympics, and various activities at St. John the 23rd Parish. Colin enjoys playing golf and spending time with his family at Sheep Lake. After high school, Colin plans to attend college and major in finance. Colin Froelich. Camden Glass. Number 11. Camden is the son of Tim and Andrea Glass and the brother of Connor and Cara. Cam started playing soccer for Peters Township rec program at age 4 in the Grasshopper League and continued through the Peters Township travel program. While Cam played for the rec and travel programs, he also enjoyed playing indoor soccer and futsal with his friends. Cam started club soccer at Beadling at age 8, spending the next 10 years playing for the organization and attending various tournaments. Cam has played for the Peters Township High School varsity team for 4 years and is a captain of the 2025 men's team. In 2024, he was named to the first team of the Big 56 Conference All-Section team. Cam is a strong academic student, a member of the National Honor Society, Spanish Club, Bible Study, and the Ambassadors Club. Outside of school and soccer, Cam enjoys running, hunting, fishing, hiking, and spending time with family. He also volunteers at Ruby Memorial Hospital. Cam plans to attend college and pursue a career in medicine. Cam Glass. Anthony Maelo. Number 10. Anthony is the proud son of Michael and Laura Maelo and the brother of Nicholas. His passion for soccer began at the age of 3 through the Soccer Shots program at the YMCA. From there, his journey progressed through the PT Grasshoppers, recreational leagues, and township travel teams. As his talent grew, Anthony rose to more competitive levels, serving as captain of Beadling SC MLS Next, and concluded his club career with Pittsburgh Riverhounds. There, he played on the top team and was selected to join Riverhounds 2, which included opportunities to train and play alongside the professional squad. Anthony was also honored to be named one of the captains of the Peters Township men's soccer team for his senior year. His athletic interests extend beyond soccer. Anthony is the starting kicker for the Peters Township Indians football team, where he shares the field with his brother under the Friday night lights, an experience that stands out as a highlight of his high school years. Outside of sports, Anthony enjoys spending time with friends and family. His hobbies include skiing, traveling, golfing, playing pickleball, and swimming. He is especially grateful to his family for their constant support through early mornings and weekend games, and extends heartfelt thanks to his extended family, teachers, and coaches for their encouragement throughout his journey. A dedicated student, Anthony consistently earns honor roll recognition. He also runs his own grass cutting business and actively volunteers with various organizations. Looking ahead, Anthony plans to attend college next fall to pursue a degree in business. Anthony Maeno, Brady Rose, number 3. Brady is the son of Brian and Gigi and brother to Trevor. Brady has played for Peters Township rec and travel teams since he was 5 years old. He also played club soccer for both Victory and Beadling soccer clubs. He has been dedicated to sports and academic achievements since he was little. Brady is a 3-year varsity letter winner. Soccer has been his passion since he was a little boy. Brady also is a varsity letter winner in ice hockey and an honor roll student. In his free time, Brady enjoys watching sports, gaming, and spending time with his friends and family. He is undecided on colleges at present, but looks to pursue a degree in computer science. Brady Rose, Caleb Sutter, number 18. Caleb is the son of Keith and Brandy and brother to Mackenzie. Caleb has played soccer through several different school districts and associations over the years. For the past 6 years, Caleb has played for Peters Township Soccer Association in both the recreation and travel programs. Caleb has also played club soccer with Victory for the last 3 years. He has loved the diverse coaches and players he has had a chance to work with over his time playing soccer. At Peters Township High School, Caleb has lettered and played a variety of positions. Soccer has been a large part of Caleb's life, and he has always played with his heart. Caleb is also part of the Peters Township High School National Honor Society. In his free time, Caleb enjoys spending time with his family and friends, and going fishing. He is undecided on colleges, but is leaning towards engineering and business as his future career.
No, like I can't hear them.
Caleb Sutter, Connor Seaman. Connor is the son of Kristen and Gabe Seaman. He is also the oldest brother to Declan and sophomore goalkeeper Brendan.
Yeah, they're going 20
Connor
minutes
started
after this
playing
is
soccer at the age of 5.
test.
He participated in rec, travel, and 8 years of club soccer, finishing at Century, where he had captained his team all 5 years. During his first 3 years of high school, Connor played on the JV and varsity teams, earning varsity letters the past 2. Connor is also a letterman in diving and track. Unfortunately, prior to this season, Connor medically retired from soccer. Instead of walking away from the sport that he loves, Connor has transitioned into the broadcast booth and become the voice of the Peters Township men's soccer program. Connor co-hosts the Peters Township community television broadcast of home games, as well as taking the initiative to live broadcast all games that he attends on the soccer program's Twitter account. Academically, Connor is a highest honor roll student who was recently named a National Merit Commended Student. Additionally, Connor enjoys golfing, watching Arsenal and Celtic games, and working at the little gym. Connor would like to thank his family, friends, teachers, and coaches for their support throughout the years, especially Coach Dyer and his staff for giving a gritty player like him a chance. Connor plans to attend college and pursue a career in business or sports journalism. Connor Seaman, Jack Stewart. Number 30. Jack is the son of Betsy and Jason Sang and Matthew and Harmony Stewart. His siblings include Jake, Mackenzie, and Alex Sang, Sawyer, Sisk, and Cruz Stewart. Jack started playing soccer for Mount Lebanon, the dark side. Upon moving to Peters Township, his coaches over the years, Darren Sight, J.T. Lincoln, Brian Carrasco, and Josh Peterson, quickly discovered that Mr. Stewart was athletic but dramatic and seemed to spend more time on the ground than kicking the ball, and suggested that he become a goalie. He's played for both Peters Township recreation and travel soccer programs. He made the JV team his freshman year. In the spring, Jack is also a starting varsity Peters Township baseball pitcher. He is a travel soccer referee and is also in orchestra and NHS. Jack sells pumpkins and Christmas trees at Trax Farms and hopes to attend Penn State, or a lesser and not as prestigious school, to study engineering. Jack Stewart. Grant Woodward. Number 5. Grant Woodward is the son of Mark and Laura Woodward and the youngest brother of Jack and Cole. He began playing soccer at the age of 5 through the Peters Township recreation and travel programs. And over the years, he has grown into a versatile player who excels both in defense and offense. As a member of the Peters Township High School team, Grant has earned 3 varsity letters for his contributions on the field. In addition to his high school career, Grant has been a dedicated member of the Beadling Club's soccer program since his early academy days. With Beadling, he has helped lead his team to numerous victories at the local, regional, and national levels. One of his favorite soccer memories is winning the USYS President's Cup Eastern Regional Tournament and advancing to compete at the national level, a moment that stands out as a highlight of his playing career. Beyond the game itself, soccer has given Grant lifelong friendships and invaluable life lessons. Off the field, Grant enjoys traveling and spending time with his family, friends, and his 2 daughters, Milo and Maisie. Looking ahead, he plans to continue playing soccer at the collegiate level while pursuing a degree in business. Grant would like to thank his teachers, teammates, coaches, and especially his family for their endless support throughout the years. Grant Woodward. Colby Zimmer. Number 33. Colby is the son of John and Kristen Zimmer and brother and best friend to Nathaniel. Colby began playing Peters Township soccer as a grasshopper at the age of 5 and continued playing PT travel soccer through his freshman year, often sprinting between the soccer field and the baseball diamond for practices and games. In addition to varsity soccer, Colby plays on the varsity tennis team, is a member of the National Honor Society, and is a summer lifeguard and swimming instructor. Colby's passion for sports goes far beyond the field, whether he's teeing off on the golf course, playing pickleball, swimming in the medley relay, welcoming all challengers in ping pong, or defending his undefeated spikeball streak. He's always looking for spirited competition from his friends and brother. Off the field, Colby spends his downtime watching scary movies, creating music, and playing with his beloved beagle, Charlie. After graduation, Colby plans to go to a warm and sunny place to study chemical engineering. Colby Zimmer! Ladies and gentlemen, your Peters Township men's soccer seniors.
A 4A Section 2 match between the Upper St. Clair Panthers and your own Peters Township Indians. Here's the starting lineups for tonight's contest. Upper St. Clair comes in with an overall record of 3-9, and they are currently 3-5 in the section. In goal this evening, 00, a junior, Tyler LeBon. At the fender, a senior, 6, Michael Oliverio. At midfield, a junior, number 17, Ishan Gupta. At forward this evening, a junior, number 34, Kanan Karastesi. At forward this evening, a junior, number 7, Constantino Peleos. At midfield, a junior, number 9, Rafael Sarlas. At defender, a junior, number 8, Tyler Shaw. At defender, a sophomore, number 15, Tyler Forney. At defender, a sophomore, number 29, Joseph Yaslin. At defender, a sophomore, number 2, Preston Pettit. And finally, for the Panthers tonight at forward, a sophomore, number 27, Lucas Resenhauser. Upper St. Clair is coached by Bob Straw and Dustin LeBeau. And now for the starting lineups for your Peters Township Indians. Peters Township comes in with an overall record of 10-0-1. And they are currently 7-0-1 in the section. In goal this evening, a senior, number 30, Jack Stewart. At defender, a sophomore, number 2, Colin Exley. In the midfield, a senior, number 3, Brady Rose. At defender, a senior, number 8, Braden Apple. At striker, a senior, number 10, Anthony Maiello. In the midfield, a senior, number 11, Cam Glass. At defender, a junior, number 14, Luke Evans. At striker this evening, a senior, number 18, Caleb Sauter. At midfield, a senior, number 21, Colin Fralick. At defender, a senior, number 33, Colby Zimmer. And finally for the Indians this evening, a senior, number 45, Ralph Bush. The Peters Township Indians are coached by Bobby Dyer, assisted by Lucas Heasley, Ryan Kelly, Tim Kane, Mario and Nico Mastriangelo.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Confluence Financial Partners Stadium, home of your Peters Township Indians. Tonight, your Indians take on the Upper St. Clair Panthers. It's a beautiful night for soccer. It's been raining all day, but now it's clear and the lights are on and we are good to go. I'm your host, Ben Kelly. Standing to my immediate right is everyone's favorite senior, Senior Seaman. Connor Seaman, how are you tonight?
I am wonderful. You know, it's youth night, it's senior night, it's a great night, and you know, for Peters Township, really the story coming into this one is it's a great night to lock St. Clair out of the playoffs. Tonight, Upper St. Clair comes in with really the writing on the wall. After losing another game to Woodland Hills, they now drop to 3-9 on the season, 3-5 in the section, and Woodland Hills will take 4 wins into the end of this year unless they can pull off an upset, with those 2 wins over Upper St. Clair being coupled with 2 wins against Connellsville, meaning that unless St. Clair can beat Peters Township tonight or beat Cannon McMillan on Thursday night, they're out of the playoffs. And simply put, for a program like Upper St. Clair, that's unacceptable, and that's something that Peters Township will take a lot of joy in doing their part to ensure here tonight.
Very uncharacteristic. And Connor, do you know the last time that actually occurred?
I do not know the last time that St. Clair missed the playoffs. If I had to venture a guess, I seem to recall 2017, 2019, somewhere in there being the last one. But definitely something that Upper St. Clair as a program is not used to, and turmoil in their program, something that Peters Township just in almost just sort of a rivalry way takes a lot of joy in. So doing their part tonight is something that Peters Township will be very happy with as we are underway now. That ball is going to run all the way on the end line, so as Upper St. Clair gets set to take a goal kick to open the game, running through your starting lineup for the Peters Township Indians. In net, senior, number 30, Jack Stewart. You know him. You love him. Every game, the same thing. Just very consistent in net this season. 3 penalty saves. He's been electric. Center back duo, Colin Exley and Luke Evans, the same as we've come to know and love from Peters Township this year. At the wings, we have R.J. Bush as our right wing back and Braden Apple as the left wing back, as a foul goes against the Indians there in the midfield. Colby Zimmer looks to be playing the right wing, a senior, getting a start on senior night here. Anthony Maiello up at striker. Out on the left wing, Caleb. Then in our midfield, Colin Froelich, Cam Glass, and Brady Rose round out the starting 11 for your Indians as this ball comes all the way up over the top. Ralph Bush can't get a clean header out. St. Clair in the midfield now, bouncing it around. Gonna fall to... That is Caleb Sauter out on that wing. Sauter tries to bring it down out of the air. Looks to get fouled. He is fouled, and that's going to be an Indians free kick all the way over on that left sideline. About 50 yards from goal. Peters Township wearing red tonight, attacking the goal down to my right, attacking from left to right. Upper St. Clair wearing white, going from right to left from our angle over on the press box. And Braden Apple stands over this free kick to send it in. Finds the head of Cam Glass. Cam Glass can't get a clean head onto the flick. Ralph Bush going to step here. Tries to find Colin Froelich through. Froelich just not on the same page. Doesn't quite make the run. And that one's going to run all the way out on the end line for a Upper St. Clair goal kick here. St. Clair looking to try and just get a foothold early in this game. Goal kick sent out. That's going to fall. Cam Glass. Cam misses it out of the air. Flicked up by Upper St. Clair. Finds the head of R.J. Bush, but it's going to get knocked through on the second ball. Bush going to be whistled and brought back for it looks like a dangerous play against the Indians for a high boot. I think that one's going to go against either Glass or Rose. Wasn't quite sure whose foot that was up in the air. But now St. Clair with an indirect kick about 55 yards from goal, just inside the attacking half. Left of center, just outside the hash marks here. Ball's delivered in. It's a good ball. Stewart out far from his net with the punch. Really good control out of the air by Stewart. Punches it out to the sideline. He's back in the net. And Upper St. Clair with the throw-in. Just under 3 minutes played here with a chance to really keep the pressure on with a throw-in down in this attacking end that looks to be taken long. Throw-in comes in. Dangerous position, headed away by Froelich. Falls for 27 for St. Clair, who puts it just wide of the target. And Upper St. Clair, the Panthers, they're reminding Peters Township just that they do have a little bit of a threat and can spring some surprises if Peters Township doesn't show up to play the way they did in that first leg up at Upper St. Clair. As Stewart takes the goal kick now. Played into the midfield. Another header won by St. Clair. Coach Dyer and Coach Heasley not happy at all on the bench, but now Sauter maybe with a chance to run through. That's going to be knocked out for a Peters Township throw, and Sauter tries to take quickly, thinks better of it, and gives it to Braden Apple. Braden Apple now going to slow this one down, let Peters Township transition fully into that attacking third, and now to take. Into the box. No one really there, but the second ball is going to fall for Maiello, who looks to take a bit of a knock on the ankle, trying to hit that one time. Didn't hit the ball. Looks like the foot might have collided with a St. Clair defender as Braden Apple shepherds that out for a throw-in out on the left-hand side. But you hope Maiello's okay. He looks to be moving a little bit gingerly, but something you really, for Peters Township's sake, not just tonight, but into the playoffs, you really hope that doesn't materialize to anything, as this Peters Township attack also falls through, and that's going to be out for a Upper St. Clair goal kick here. And we apologize to our television audience for our technical difficulties up in the booth tonight. St. Clair ready to take the goal kick here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a little bit of mic difficulty. We're going to just let Connor Seaman go with this whole game because he is all over it. This is Van Kelly. Have a great night. Signing off. Connor, you're the man.
Enjoy this one as a parent, Mr. Kelly.
Take these. Love it. You'll hear your own voice.
And we are back live here. Hopefully, technical difficulties worked out there for Peters Township now, as that throw-in out on the right-hand side falls in for Anthony Maiello into the box now, looking for a second man. Colin Froelich taking Colby Zimmer with the shot, and just blazed over by Colby. The first shot of the day for the Indians now. And that was probably the best run of play we've seen from Peters Township so far. Just a good, solid bit of possession, little 1-2 combination in the box. And Colby Zimmer just couldn't quite get over it enough to put it home. But now as Upper St. Clair takes that goal kick, that's going to be out on the right-hand side for them. Looked to maybe go out of bounds, decided not by the referee. And now Upper St. Clair looking to spring down the left-hand side now. Worked out to 27-27, looking to go forward. Finds his left winger with a tidy turn on Rose, and he could be through now. Holds it up. Breaks to the end line, tries to put the cross in. Cross dealt with by Evans. And now Peters Township look to spring. Caleb Sauter trying to play through. He almost finds Maiello, but Maiello looks to try and come onto the second ball. It's going to fall to Sauter instead. Sauter can't corral it for Zimmer. Brady Rose with the defensive header now, and it falls to Cam Glass in midfield. Cam trying to find Colby on the far side. Colby's going to get there and possess. Looking to take it up the wing, still running with the ball. In a blind spot of mine with Upper St. Clair's big tent on the sideline, but now it's going to run out for a Peters Township throw-in about 45 yards from goal here. Maiello can't quite get onto that one at the end line, but not fully dealt with. Sent away. And Brady Rose can't cleanly come up with that one, and that's going to run out for an Upper St. Clair throw-in about 60 yards from goal now. And as we're in the early stages here, Upper St. Clair doing well, keeping Peters Township out of the attack as they take the throw-in now and work the ball in the midfield. A little bit of a miscommunication, but well dealt with by the St. Clair midfielders now, and Colby Zimmer there on the press knocks it out for another Upper St. Clair throw. But as I was saying, just Upper St. Clair really sort of doing a job so far in the early stages. It's clear that they had a game plan coming in on how to mitigate the Peters Township threats. Peters Township going with a lineup full of the seniors, being that it's senior night, so probably once we start getting those underclassmen subs with fresh legs in, it'll probably change the dynamic of this game just a little bit, just enough. And now Peters Township with the quick throw-in over on the left-hand side falls for Maiello. Now Maiello with the turn, he's going to take it to the end line, try and find it into the box. Can't quite, still running with it. That'll be out for a Peters Township corner on the far side. And Anthony Maiello, they're out of really nothing, creates an attack, and Peters Township now working with the ball down on this left-hand side. It looks like it's going to be Braden Apple to take now. Outswinger, being that Braden Apple is a lefty, taking it from that left-hand side, so this ball is going to be coming away. Peters Township clustered up around that penalty spot. Ball comes in on the ground for Luke Evans, and Luke Evans can't direct it goalward. Takes the probably could have had a shot with his left foot. Opts instead to try and take a touch with the right foot, and just on this wet field, ball gets away from him a little bit, but the best chance of the game for Peters Township so far, and just a really, really well-executed set play until the finish just lacked a little bit of composure. But as we keep playing now with just over 8 minutes elapsed in this contest, the score remains Peters Township 0, Upper St. Clair 0 now as St. Clair works the ball in the midfield. Brady Rose looks to potentially commit a foul in the midfield, deemed not to, and Upper St. Clair away now, running down that right-hand side. Brady Rose still battling, still fighting, and knocks it out for an Upper St. Clair throw-in after a really solid effort, but the throw taken quickly comes in, coming behind the lines and stepped out by Colin Exley. He thinks that he's won a Peters Township throw-in. The official disagrees, but a really good step to read that play because that could have been very, very dangerous for the Panthers here. Getting set to take the throw-in now, Upper St. Clair. Long throw comes into the box, finds Exley's head. Exley with a really good defensive header, and now Froelich looking to clear it. Froelich comes up with the ball, and a long clear now. Maiello tracking underneath it, looking to come onto the second ball. Second ball's played up over the head of a number of Peters Township players. No foul called. Froelich looked to have been shoved in the air. Referee deemed not. Braden Apple's clearance strikes the back of a St. Clair player in midfield, and they're off and away. St. Clair striker in behind, but offsides, and Peters Township bailed out a little bit there of what you think could have been a very, very dangerous situation. Deemed not, and they sort of get away with one now. Slowing it down a little bit. Jack Stewart standing over this kick at about the 16-yard line in his defensive half. Launches this one long. Cam Glass going to be the one to find it out of the air. Can't get a clean header, and that's been the theme so far for Peters Township. Just in the midfield as Cam commits the foul there. Just in the midfield, not winning the balls out of the air, not challenging for the second balls, and that's something that certainly just not going to be very happy with this Peters Township coaching staff. Coach Bobby Dyer definitely preaches that to his teams. Winning those second balls, challenging for those balls in the air, and just something really, really difficult that Peters Township struggled with here early on. Sent out for a Peters Township throwing down on this left-hand side. RJ Bush to take. Not a lot of options. Look to be stretching the range of this long throw, and Colin Froelich does well to find Colby Zimmer. Colby can't bring it down clearly, and now Cam looking to find Sauter on the other side. Can't quite get it, but it's flicked on, and now Stewart going to have to win a foot race. He does win the foot race, and he comes out, wins the ball. St. Clair can't get the header, and Jack with a really vital interception there. St. Clair would have been in away at goal as the foul is committed by St. Clair's Peters Township attempt to build out, but really, really nervy moments here for Peters in the opening 10 minutes, and you have to think that at some point Coach Dyer is going to look to the substitutes bench just to bring in some fresh legs, some fresh energy, and something to make this game a little bit more comfortable for the Indians now as we are at 11 minutes and change played. The score remaining, Peters Township 0, Upper St. Clair 0. Maiello now with it over the top. Finds Zimmer. Zimmer out just outside the 18. He's driving inside the 18 now. Forced out wide, and that's going to be out for Upper St. Clair throw in deep inside their own end after Zimmer just couldn't quite turn the corner on his man. Little bit of movement on the Upper St. Clair bench now. Still nothing for Peters Township, but that'll be out for a Peters Township throw-in after the header just sort of flubbed their lines a little bit, the St. Clair midfielder. Ralph tries to find Maiello. Maiello brings it down, but not cleanly. Brady Rose going to step to it in midfield. He's able to get it. Now with pressure on his back, did that one run out? It did run out. Upper St. Clair throw-in just in that blind spot behind the 10 as they look to take fast. Brady Rose forced into defense here and does a good job to force the poor touch, and now Ralph Bush with another throw-in down on this side. The score remains Peters Township 0, Upper St. Clair 0. Taking quickly, Bush has it. Froelich looking up over the top for Sauter, but just a little too much bend on that one. And that's going to go to the St. Clair keeper, who distributes right away, finds a man, and now St. Clair could be off and away. Cam Glass in defense on the chase. Luke Evans stepping over, forces a poor touch, but that one not away. Braden Apple coming onto it. No, he doesn't get it. Cam Glass trying to draw a foul, doesn't get it. Now Colin Freilich forced to be in defense. That's going to get played out and run out on this left-hand side. Just led his man a little bit too far, did the Upper St. Clair defender, but Peters Township once again living dangerously on that counterattack. Upper St. Clair looking very, very threatening now as Ralph Bush takes the throw. And it's a very good throw flicked on by Colby Zimmer. That's going to find a man on the sideline. Maiello tries to win it, can't win it. That's going to be out for an Upper St. Clair throw. But Maiello with a little bit of spark and energy there. If you were a betting person, you would think that he's going to be the spark plug that really changes the dynamic of this game for Peters Township, but hasn't really had much of a chance to get involved. When he has gotten involved, it's been threatening for Peters Township, but just been a little bit not out of the game so far, but having difficulty getting involved and forcing his hand on this one. Now as Sauter takes it up the left-hand side under pressure, trying to find Maiello over the top, but just overcooks the ball a little bit. That's going to fall to Braden Apple, who chests it out of the air, and now a little one brings the Indians down the left-hand side. Finds Maiello. Maiello looking to go through, can't quite get there, but he's going to recover it down in the corner, trying to go to the end line, wins a Peters Township throw-in instead. Braden Apple now to take the throw-in. Looks like he's trying to go long. Colby Zimmer in the box. Anthony Maiello's head looks to be the one that it could be coming to. On to Zimmer. Nobody on the back post since Zimmer was that close to the forward. Sent up. Now goes over the top, and that one booted out and away by Braden Apple. Braden Apple with a little pseudo overhead kick. That's just going to be headed out of bounds by Upper St. Clair Peters Township throw-in. Are you still getting the mic?
Yeah, I turned it to internal as well, so we can hear the other people.
And we are still here, scoreless between Peters Township and Upper St. Clair. Now about 15 minutes on the clock. Throw-in finds Maiello. Maiello up into the attacking half. Really good turn. He looks like he might have a shot. Still dribbling, still going through. Falls for Froelich. Now it's on to the outside to Zimmer. Can Zimmer get around it? He's under two-man pressure, but that's going to be out for a Peters Township corner kick, and Zimmer couldn't get his hips around it in time to have a shot, but clatters off the St. Clair defender, and now Peters Township with another threatening corner kick, this time a Braden Apple in-swinger, which is Peters Township's preferred method for these kicks. Apple standing over it now down on this right-hand side. Seems to be ready to take, approaches. into the danger area, very dangerous ball bouncing around and just put over by, it seems like, Brady Rose on the back post. Just couldn't get his chest over to St. Clair, brings in the first subs of the day. But the best chance for Peters Township so far, just narrowly over the bar from Brady Rose. And once again, the Indians looking like if a team's going to look like scoring, it will be them. But the breakthrough just needs to happen for Peters Township. And it simply hasn't come yet. Goal kick played up. Peters Township now onto it. Maiello trying to flick on. He's able to find Glass. Can Glass get onto it? Glass can't quite get onto it. Still bouncing through. Is Maiello going to come onto it? Or to Zimmer. Falls to Zimmer. Can't quite get it. Still bouncing around in the box. Peters Township just can't get a shot on net with the ball sort of pinging around. And that'll run out for Peters Township, thrown way back in the defensive end as the clock stopped now. Seemed like there might have been an injury behind the play that resolved itself. Referee whistles play on, and the throw comes in. Glass trying to spring Sauter or Maiello over the top, but it just gets sent right back to him in midfield, where he's going to win out in the physical battle and look to spring out to the left. Advantage played. Finds Sauter. Can Sauter whip it into the box? He tries, and that'll run out for another Peters Township corner kick over on the left-hand side now, and now subs starting to come in for Peters Township. Connor Glass going to replace... Looks like Connor Glass replacing Brady Rose, Keaton Kelly replacing Caleb Sauter, and Colby Zimmer are going to be taken out for Cole Celedonia here. Celedonia now looking to step over on this left-hand side for the in-swinging corner. Little bit of a change here for Peters Township. Now the young legs coming in, they're fresh, looking to add a different dimension of energy to this game. Celedonia to take dangerous ball into the middle and headed out to that left-hand side. Celedonia going to keep it in and look to recycle for Peters Township. Another dangerous ball up over the top, punched away out into the midfield. 3 Peters Township shirts there. Now 4 with Cam Glass tracking back. It's going to fall for Cam. Can Cam have a shot to take the lead just wide left? And the best and even better than the Brady Rose chance from a minute ago, Cam Glass got in behind and just pulled the shot a little too much to the left. But a really dangerous opportunity. Good run by Cam Glass there to really create the chance for himself, and then just lacked a little bit of composure and calmness in the finish. Looked like his eyes lit up a little bit in his body language and just couldn't quite get the finish right. Touch might have gotten a tad bit in front of him, but he knows that he probably should be finishing that one. He'll know it, but after the season he's had, certainly excusable 1 or 2 plays like that, as it'll run out for Peters Township throwing out on the left-hand side now. But once again, Peters Township starting to tighten the screws, and St. Clair going to need to either ride out this storm or find a goal on the counterattack. Now, Maiello playing hold-up, finds Glass in the midfield. He finds his brother out on this right-hand side. Good switch of play. That's going to get played into the middle. Can Maiello, punched out by the keeper. No Peters Township player there, and now Upper St. Clair looking to swing until a fantastic slide tackle from Braden Apple sends Selly out on his way. Selly trying to get to the line. He's going to recover and keep it in. Looks to whip it in, and that'll just go straight to the Upper St. Clair goalkeeper. And now with 19 minutes played, we're still scoreless here, but Peters Township certainly looking more threatening as they grow into this game. The substitutes already making an impact for Peters Township, and just St. Clair looking like they're going to need to sort of ride out this wave if they want any chance of staying in this one. Double deflection out here just at midfield on the near side. Leads it for a Peters Township throw-in. That's going to get won by St. Clair out of the flick, and they're looking to spring now. And the St. Clair player looks to have taken a knock. Clock is stopped. He looks like he's going to be subbed off. Looks like a lower calf or ankle problem. He's going to come off. And a little bit of a weird situation where he was shielding off, I think that was Ralph Bush, and then put his hands up and started grabbing at his ankle. It's a Peters Township throw-in, but they might go straight to the keeper. They're not going to go to the keeper, but they're going to give it back. Keaton Kelly didn't seem to get that memo and pressed immediately. But it comes to nothing as the ball now bouncing around in the midfield. R.J. Bush on the duel. Can't quite win out in the physical battle, and now it's 3 Peters Township players all swarming. None of them can win it, and St. Clair is able to get it out to that left-hand or that right-hand side, pardon. Still building through the midfield, trying to go up over the top. Finds a man out on that right-hand side who's going to cut in. Cam Glass does really well on the recovery run. Now looks to be fouled, and he is. Great recovery run from Cam Glass to just get his body between the man and the ball. Forces St. Clair to foul him and does a really, really good job to alleviate a little bit of pressure that had been building for the Panthers there. Jack Stewart now on to take this kick. Looking to send it long, and he does. Up over the top, over Camden Glass, but that's going to fall for Colin Froelich. Colin Froelich now taking it out on the left-hand side. He finds Anthony Maiello. Anthony Maiello squares up to his defender, looks to get it into the box on the ground. Nobody there. Cam Glass can't get a clean hit, but it comes to Ralph Bush, who finds it right back to Cam Glass. Cam finds Maiello. Maiello's touch just gets a little bit away from him. Looked to pop it over one player, but popped it too far out for himself. And now Peters Township forced to win it back in the midfield. R.J. Bush going to accomplish that role now until he gets stood up, and it's brought back for R.J. A little bit stood up, but it's going to get blown dead for a foul that occurred right before that. Looked to be a little bit of a jersey tug or just a challenge through the back. Didn't seem like a lot in it, but I think the advantage didn't materialize, and the referee sort of, for an accumulation of little tiny infractions, had to whistle a foul there. Braden Apple now to take. Dangerous, going to fall right at the penalty spot. Colin Froelich, and that one's going to be wide off the flicked header, which looked like it could have been dangerous, just wasn't exactly goal bound. And St. Clair looking to make a couple more changes here as they get set to take this goal kick. "18 minutes left to play here in the first half between Peters Township and Upper St. Clair as St. Clair gets set to take this goal kick. Cam Glass can't get it out of the air, and St. Clair could be away now. Luke Evans forced into an intervention, and a vital intervention it was, knocking it out on that right-hand side for a St. Clair throw-in. But if he doesn't make that tackle, St. Clair potentially in on goal with just Colin Exley to beat before in on the goalie. So a really, really crucial intervention there from Luke Evans, and now does really well to win the ball back without committing a foul. Finds Keaton Kelly. Keaton Kelly going to look for Celedonia out on the sideline. Celedonia with time to turn up to his defender, and not the best ball from Celedonia, just too direct over the top, straight to the Upper St. Clair keeper. You sort of saw what he was going for. He was looking for the crossfield ball to, I think that's Maiello on the far side as the keeper's punt goes out of bounds for a Peters Township throw-in. But Celedonia looking for that crossfield ball to Maiello, but just far, far too direct. It was never really going to come off. And Peters Township just squandering another one of those chances now. Celedonia looks to turn, but he'll win the throw-in. Yes, wrong signal from the official immediately, but then corrected by his center official. So Connor Glass now to take. Finds Keaton Kelly's feet. Keaton Kelly going to send it back. Glass going to put it in. Doesn't get enough. And was it a cross? Was it a shot? It wasn't great at either of those things. And now that's going to run out for a St. Clair goal kick as Jake Gowenis and Charlie Lulich come into the game for Anthony Maiello and Cam Glass now. Upper St. Clair done a good job weathering the storm, not giving Peters Township anything too easy, and just staying in the game, which really, in their position, is all they can look to do now, as that's Froelich who tries to win the header, and it gets sent out, but only as far as Gowenis to try and win it. Doesn't quite fall for Lulich, but Lulich forces it to fall to him. He's going to find a shot, followed up by Lulich, and was it tipped over? It was tipped over, and Kelly and Lulich there combining two really solid saves from the Upper St. Clair keeper, and Peters Township knocking on the door, and those are the sort of saves you need your keeper to make in a game like this, and they certainly did. Apple now to take the corner kick down on this right-hand side for Peters Township. Into a dangerous spot, cleared away. Apple to find it. Will he have a hit on his left foot? Gets blocked, and now St. Clair could be away. Finds him through, and Exley does well to get over and clear it out of bounds to sort of alleviate the pressure for a minute there, but just once again, Upper St. Clair showing that the more numbers Peters Township commits to this attack and to this press, the more vulnerable they leave themselves at the back. And a couple of times now, St. Clair has been just that one little pass to unlock this Peters Township defense away from breaking this one wide open. And If St. Clair can find that first goal, then the pressure really starts to mount on Peters Township, who certainly won't want to lose their undefeated season in a game like this to an opponent. Definitely not at 3-9, and especially not to a 3-9 section rival who you could really take some joy in helping to end their season here tonight. Headed out of bounds by St. Clair now in the Peters Township attacking half. About 40 yards from goal now is Braden Apple as Peters Township overloads that side. Takes a little second to let his guys get set. Now takes, looking for Keaton Kelly. That's going to be headed away by St. Clair, but now the pressure's on and sent right back out of bounds under some duress. Peters Township throwing again now. Braden Apple to take one more time. Apple sends it into Kelly. Kelly does well to hold it up, trying to find Caledonia over the top. Not quite going to fall to him. Can Glass get there to keep it in? Connor Glass can't quite keep it in. After a St. Clair throw-in, but Peters Township with a chance to just keep them in, pen them down there. And Peters Township wins the attacking throw. And again, the pressure's starting to mount a little bit for Upper St. Clair. 14 minutes to play in the first half of this one. Caledonia wins it, trying to get it into the midfield, headed away by St. Clair. Only as far as Connor Glass. Connor Glass onto Caledonia. Caledonia with the flick. Keaton Kelly with the turn. Can't quite get there in time to get the shot away, and that's cleared out by Upper St. Clair, but only as far as Luke Evans. Luke Evans trying to find someone, can't quite, and it's played up over the top now for Exley to deal with. Exley going out to deal with it, can't quite. Ralph Bush now can't quite deal with it. Ralph's going to commit the foul, and St. Clair with a dangerous free kick now, about 35 yards from goal, outer along the numbers on that far right-hand side. 13-15 to go in this one, or in the first half of this one, pardon me. St. Clair ready to take it now. Hand goes up, sent in, still bouncing around in there. Is it going to be out for a goal kick? It will be out for a goal kick. St. Clair players appealing for a corner there, not going to get it. At a dangerous ball in the box, runs through with no real threat to Peters Township, but Upper St. Clair once again showing that this game is not a scrimmage. It's not a training game for Peters Township. They're going to have to go out and win this and sort of take the bull by the horns if they want to keep that undefeated section record going, because St. Clair showing that one moment and it's a totally different ball game here. Braden Apple wins it out of the midfield, heads it to the space where the left back would be, but when your left back's the one hitting that ball, doesn't typically work out, does really well with his body to win it, and he sends it up over the top. Can Keaton Kelly get there? It's going to be tight to the line. Kelly can get there, heads it back for Caledonia. Caledonia can't get enough through it. He gets under it and can't direct it goalwards now, but a dangerous spring started by Braden Apple. It was a tough header for him, did well to win it back with his body, and then spring Keaton Kelly. Keaton Kelly does really well to get to the line in time to bring it back across, and then Cole Caledonia just couldn't make the third nearly impossible play in the series, and that comes to an Upper St. Clair goal kick, which is taken now. St. Clair possessing just inside the Indians' half as it's sent back into the attacking zone. Freilich's going to take it now. Looking over on the right-hand side, puts it in. Now Kelly trying to win it, gets turned by an Upper St. Clair defender who's just going to send it out into their bench, hits an injured player lying on the track, and Connor Glass now to take the throw. Throw taken, St. Clair wins it, now looking to go up this left-hand side. Hopeful ball hit through, a bit too direct, no one really there. And now Exley going to clear it right into the defender, but Peters Township throwing gets away from him on the touch. A little bit fortunate there, but then just Peters Township putting themselves in that position too. Just instead of hitting that ball out on the first time, tries to take a touch, lets the defender get set. But now Connor Glass, it's going to stay in on this side. Now it's going to run out for a Peters Township throw-in. And Peters Township looked to get a little fortunate there with the call. I think it might have been a foul against the Indians, instead given as a throw-in. Connor Glass plays it in, out for another Peters Township throw-in, just knocked straight out of bounds by the St. Clair defender. He's going to try and find Gowenis. Gowenis can't cut it back, was running to the sideline, was always going to be a difficult one to control with two men on his back, and he just knocks it out. St. Clair now to take the throw. Froelich with the header. It's going to fall for Kelly. Kelly trying to play hold up. Still on this one. Froelich with the shot. Saved by the keeper, and nobody there to follow up for Peters Township, so he will claim. And with 10 minutes to go in the first half, we remain scoreless here. St. Clair doing it.
At this time, we invite all the rec and travel coaches to line up with their teams on the sidewalk near the stadium entrance.
And as Mr. Evans makes the youth night announcement there, Upper St. Clair has done everything that's been asked of them so far, done enough to stay in this game and avoid what happened against the Indians at St. Clair, which is they really felt out of the game from the start, and they've done a good job to avoid that fate here now as Gowenus takes in the midfield, looking to play to Kelly on the hold-up. Can Kelly beat his man? It's in the blind spot from the tent, but he comes away with the ball. Now he's going to cut inside. Does he have enough space to take a shot on his left foot? He should, but he tries to find it on the back post instead of just hitting the shot. You think you saw a window, maybe down on the field. It didn't materialize in quite the same way, but another chance here for Peters Township that just a little bit of a different read on the game from the players on the field, and now an unfortunate foul is going to go against Kelly as he tries to win it back on that left-hand side now. And St. Clair now with 9 minutes left in the first half, just getting a little bit of a reprieve here. Well hit up over the top, but Braden Apple's going to take the header down, trying to find Jake Gowenus. Instead, it's going to fall for Charlie Lulich out on that side. Now to Froelich. Froelich trying to go through two men in the midfield. Can't come away with it, but Braden Apple going to try and win it back. He overcommits, and now St. Clair might be away. Into some space in the midfield, looking to turn. Checks out to the right, checks to the left, back out to the right. But a poor ball back is just going to be forced to be hit up and to Braden Apple, who's going to send it back long. Will it stay in? It will. Keaton Kelly trying to find it. He can't, but it's going to be headed out of play in defense from the St. Clair defender, and now players coming back into the game for Peters Township look to be Maiello, Cam Glass, and Brady Rose. Players exiting the game are RJ Bush, Cole Celedonia, and Keaton Kelly, plus Colin Froelich, which means that one more player came back into the game that I didn't catch. Nope, Froelich coming back out now. Looked like 3 men came on for Peters Township, 4 came off until the error was corrected. Froelich now getting back into the box. Long throw finds his head. And the shot taken and saved. That looked like Charlie Lulich on the half volley. Seemed fairly simple on the save from the Upper St. Clair keeper, but the shock factor definitely an aspect. I didn't expect the shot to come in. I would think the keeper probably didn't either. Charlie Lulich just trying his luck, seeing if he can get a little bit lucky there, and doesn't quite come off, but you like to see the confidence and the effort now as Peters Township look to turn again. Jake Gowenus, can he find Cam Glass? No, decides to take some space, looking up over the top to try and find Charlie Lulich, who doesn't quite have the legs to get there, and St. Clair to take the throw in quickly down on that side. It's going to be brought back after the Panther tries to give himself about 10 extra yards there on the throw-in. And now just a little bit of a lull in the game as the ball comes back. And a telling stat here for Peters Township, 9 shots, only 2 players with more than 1 shot, both of them only on 2. And your key contributors like Maiello and Kelly, Maiello with no shots, Kelly with only 1 shot. And just something that you need to get those guys, your center strikers, more involved here as Cam Glass tries to take one out of the air. That's going to get blocked. Never really had a chance to get through. But something that Peters Township definitely are going to need to correct in the second half is they need to get their key guys on the ball more and into this game, because so far it's been a team effort in what might be a bit of a negative and a wrong call made by the officials there. It's given to St. Clair as a throw-in on the far side. But Peters Township, it's been a team effort so far, but not in the way that you would want it to be. Just too many guys, nobody really taking the game by the horns and saying that it's their night, and that's something that you really want to see as that ball's sent into the box. Colin Exley does well on the header. Now Jake Gowenus with a good touch, and now could Peters Township be away? Can he find Colin Froelich? Doesn't seem to see it in time, but it's going to go to Kelly. Kelly now takes it. Gowenus onto it. Gowenus trying to stay with it. He's not going to be fouled. That's Lulich, not Kelly, out on that side. To Braden Apple, who's going to play it long, looking for Maiello on this right-hand side. The flick goes around Connor Glass. Brady Rose forced into defense. And now it's played up over the top, and Luke Evans going to be forced now to play in the open field, and a great tackle there by Evans. It's going to get sent out on that sideline for an Upper St. Clair throw-in, but put right back into the box. St. Clair turns to the end line, looking like he's trying to get one across. Brady Rose doesn't let the ball go through his legs, and now with 5 minutes left, we're still scoreless. Peters Township really needing something to go their way in this one. Colin Froelich with a good tackle in midfield. He's going to run with it up the sideline here. Finds himself in space. Will he shoot? Just ran a little too long, but it's going to come back to him, and he puts the ball too far out in front of Cam Glass. It's going to find his brother Connor Glass. Trying to play up over the top. Can't quite get it headed around. And St. Clair to clear and looking to go now. Taken out of the air by the St. Clair right winger, who's going to try and run the line, and he wins the foot race. No, he doesn't. Brady Rose with a good job to win the body position battle. Finds Cam Glass in the midfield, trying to find Braden Apple. Braden Apple going to run with it now. Doesn't quite run out, and he's going to find Milo. Milo to cut back inside with him, the left foot to take the lead. Spilled, but a shot that Anthony Maiello really on his left foot. You expect him to finish from there, and I think he'll be a little disappointed he didn't, but a really, really good chance for the Indians goes begging now as we're down to 4 minutes left in the first half. The score is still scoreless between Peters Township and Upper St. Clair. Now St. Clair with a deft touch around Connor Glass and a chance to break. Connor Glass does well to get back in position, wins the body battle, and then doesn't go down for a foul and just sends it out of bounds. Now St. Clair to make a substitution on their throw-in. Right about where their player is entering the field is where the throw-in's going to be, as we're now down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in this first half, still scoreless. Peters Township looking to make a change, not going to be allowed in this window. St. Clair waved on to play through. Sent into the space, well dealt with by Evans. Braden Apple can't get a good clearance, and Brady Rose throws his body in, not whistled for the foul, but can't win the ball either. He's going to stand a man up, and his slide tackle is going to knock it out on the far sideline now. Another Upper St. Clair throw-in. And Peters Township really will feel like they've had a number of really great chances to get ahead in this one, haven't been able to convert on any. And if they would concede here in the final 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the half, it would be really, really hard to go into the half and find many positives at all, just knowing the way that players think, but that's going to run out for a Peters Township goal kick. Didn't really come to much in the box, but knowing how this program is, knowing how this team will think, it's going to be a really, really anxious isn't the right word, just sort of on edge halftime talk for Peters Township, where you've been the better team, you should be 2 or 3 goals up, but it's just not falling for whatever reason, and you need to go in and make the adjustments so that the second half can go better. But now St. Clair looking to take it quickly, not going to come off. Exley finds Glass, and Glass going to look the other way for Lulich. Lulich going to let it run through and run onto it. Can he take it to the end line? It's going to be held up now for a Peters Township throw-in, and that's going to come in now to Froelich. Froelich gets beat out on the first ball, but Rose with a good header, and Apple's going to be fouled now in Peters Township with 1:30 to go in the first half with a chance. Taken quickly to Glass on the ground. Glass stood up in the midfield. Comes out to his brother. His brother finds Anthony Maiello down here on the right side. Maiello being doubled now. He's going to look to try and take it to the end line, but sort of closed off. His best hope might be to win a corner. Instead, he gets it back to Connor Glass. Connor Glass to whip it into the box, onto the back post. Will that be driven home? No, but not quite away yet. Only as far as Gowennis. Gowennis heads it up. Still sitting in the box. Attempted a bicycle kick. That's going to be whistled for a dangerous play. I think that was Glass who attempted it, but now as we're down to under a minute in the first half, Peters Township 0, Upper St. Clair 0, and something's going to have to fall the Indians' way eventually. They've been in and around the box, just not coming off, and the longer we get into this one with the score being scoreless, just that little anxiety starts to build in the chest for Peters Township, where you feel that one moment them getting one bounce that you haven't gotten today could be enough to change the game, as we're down inside the final 30 seconds of the first half. RJ Bush now to take the throw in. I missed his reintroduction. I apologize for that. But now Cam Glass could be away for the final attack of the half. Tries to find Anthony Maiello. Anthony Maiello going to get it cut out, but Connor Glass finds it. Still going to find Anthony. Anthony now on it, trying to run through, just dribbling a little too much. Final 10 seconds. Anthony out here on the right side tries to get it into the box. Caught by the St. Clair keeper, and that's going to do it for our first half. At the end of the first half from Confluence Financial Partners Stadium, our score is Peters Township 0, Upper St. Clair 0. We'll be back after the break.
Peters Township men's soccer program. In just a few short years, these boys will wear the jerseys you see here tonight as we continue to reach for more stars. When we call your age group, please come out to the center circle on the field and be recognized. First group is called the Grasshopper group. And here they come. Next is the under 8 and under 10 age groups. Hey, is that right? That Katie? That Katie? As the amount of players here tonight, we're going to recognize the under 12 and older. Please enter the field.
So cute.
I think the inclement weather has cut our numbers down a little bit tonight, but we do appreciate the players that showed up this evening. Thank you to all the Peters Township youth soccer coaches, players, and families. We honor your efforts, and we wish you the best going forward. Let's have one last round of applause for everyone before we move to our raffle winners. Let's hear it for these players.
And we're back for our television audience as well. Once again, the score from Confluence Financial Partners Stadium as we start this second half is Peters Township 0, Upper St. Clair 0. And the first half for Peters Township really not what you would expect from this team. Not really what you're used to seeing. Not what the levels typically are. Especially in that final third. Just a little bit of a let-off from Peters Township. A couple of dangerous chances that went begging. Something they're going to really want to fix and correct in the second half as we get there. But lots of chances. 40 minutes is a long time, and hopefully they will have enough in the tank to go and get a result here against Upper St. Clair, which they will certainly be out gunning for now. St. Clair with the kick to start the second half, and we are about to get underway now. Referee discussing something with the Peters coaching staff, not sure what. Holding up the start. Looks like one of the linesmen wasn't quite in place. And now we are away. Launched up over the top. Not going to go quite to, now it's going to go quite to Stewart. Actually lined up like he was going to head it out of the air. Let it run through to Jack Stewart, and now Stewart with the ball ready to unleash, I think, his first punt of the day. Not his best, not his worst, finds Connor Glass. Connor Glass looking for Froelich on the ball over the top. Froelich can't quite get onto that one, and now St. Clair going on the attack. St. Clair out on that left-hand side for them. Hits the ball, it's going to go to Babbel. Babbel looking up over the top, going to find, I can't tell who that is out on that side right now. And it'll fall for St. Clair, but Bappel jumps the route, gets there, and unfortunately a good tackle from St. Clair wins the throw in. And Braden's going to have to get back, but really good job to jump the route there. Just unfortunate that that touch just got nicked a little bit by the St. Clair defender. Now, Myella finds Braden. Braden looking for Froelich. Froelich just finding no space in this midfield today, something that you'd like an adjustment for, and you think that one might be coming at some point, but not yet, as Caledonia running with it finds his cross is deflected and sent out to the hold-up man for St. Clair. Cutting across the field, looking through, no one's there. That'll run out for a Peters Township throw-in down here on this near side. In the second half, Peters Township still wearing red, attacking from my right down to my left. Upper St. Clair obviously going the other way from left to right. They're wearing white. And once again, we are scoreless here at Peters Township. Ball flicked up over the top and cleared out by St. Clair. That's going to try and get held up, and successfully, and now St. Clair might be away. Brady Rose with a good job. Doesn't quite time his slide tackle as well, but Stewart gets over there and he sends it way out, and he's going to have to hustle back for this one. Stewart, you wish that one was a little bit closer into the middle of the box so he could have came out and claimed it with his hands. Instead, didn't want on this wet field for him to slide out of the box there, so just plays it safe and sends it all the way out to the concession stand. Long throw now coming in for St. Clair. Into the box, still bouncing around, still in the danger area. Now Braden Apple going to face up and defend man on man, looking to show the end line. Does show the end line, goes to the end line, cuts back. Braden Apple forces him to lose his feet and puts him on skates and then launches it forward now for Keaton Kelly. Keaton Kelly onto that ball. He's going to win it and go through. And that'll get dragged out for a St. Clair throw. And no, the official calls a Peters Township throw, and I think that one might be a little fortunate for the Indians. It certainly looked like Keaton Kelly was the one to drag it out on his foot. Couldn't quite get it away, but lucky for Peters Township, and now they have a chance to use this to go on the attack. Now Braden Apple to take the throw. Apple finds Kelly. Not quite cleared away. Cam Glass or Caledonia on the far side looking for Connor Glass. Connor Glass can't get there in time, but it's only out his way as far as Rose. Rose now to find Cam Glass. Will Cam Glass have a shot? He will. Good save by the Upper St. Clair keeper, and that one will be out on the end line for a Peters Township corner kick. Really good hit by Cam Glass there, but an even better save by the Upper St. Clair goalkeeper here, and now 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second half. Peters Township with a corner and a chance to really pile on some pressure. Looks like Caledonia to take. Dangerous to the back post, trying to find Froelich. Froelich can't get enough on it to beat out the defenders. That's blocked and sent away only as far as Bappel. Bappel looking to keep it in, cuts to the inside. He's going to unleash one on the ground that runs all the way through to the keeper, and that'll come out for a punt from Upper St. Clair here. St. Clair keeper now on the ball, ready to take the punt. Launches it all the way out, finds, I think that's Cam Glass's head. Glass finds Caledonia. Caledonia looking through, trying to find Kelly. Will Kelly be able to get there? He's trying to be shown off, but he succeeds in getting there, and he succeeds in finding Caledonia. Caledonia plays it right off the St. Clair defender, and that will be out along that right-hand side for a Peters Township throw-in right in the danger area. Connor Glass now. Will he look for the long throw, trying to get it into the box? Looks like it's going to go to Keaton Kelly short. Kelly looking to turn, not quite, tries to backheel it to Glass. Doesn't quite come off, finds the St. Clair defender who's going to launch it all the way out into the stands for another Peters Township throw, about 25 yards from goal now. You'd like to see a little more movement from Peters Township on these throw-ins, just give some options. Goes to Kelly again, short. Kelly this time finds Glass a little more successfully. On the left foot, whipping in a dangerous ball, headed and sent out of play for a corner kick there. Not sure if you can call it a shot from Myella, but it was put into the danger area with Caledonia chasing onto it, trying to be the one to bring it home, forcing the Upper St. Clair keeper instead of swallowing it up to just punch it out on that far sideline. And now, another chance for Peters Township to take control of this game with a corner. Braden Apple now to take it from the right-hand side. Little too far out, only St. Clair players in the area. Now Caledonia to take a touch. And a hit blocked, but up in the air. Froelich to head. Finds Maiello down to Keaton Kelly. It's still bouncing around in the box. No one can quite get a shot away, and St. Clair able to clear out for a Peters Township throw, and this time on the near left sideline. Braden Apple to take now. 6 minutes elapsed in the second half. Peters Township still scoreless with Upper St. Clair, but certainly starting to tighten the screws and make St. Clair feel the pressure. Throw comes in from Braden Apple. Keaton Kelly can't quite get ahead on it, but it's going to fall right back to him. He's going to use his body to show. Still in. Nope, not quite. Peters Township throwing now about 20 yards from goal. Oh, Braden Apple had Anthony Maiello there on the check. Just couldn't quite get the throw to him or see it in time, but now into the box. That's going to fall for Celedoni. Celedoni rides his back. Really unfortunate there for Celi, as he couldn't turn and the ball got caught up right in sort of the crest of his back, right underneath his neck. Just really unfortunate there. Had he been able to turn, he very well could have been able to get a shot away to open the scoring. As it stands, still scoreless. Connor Glass takes the throw in now. It'll come right back to Connor Glass on that far side. Glass to put it into the box. Finds Maiello. Maiello can't quite get the touch, but he keeps it in and sends it out for a St. Clair throw-in instead of a goal kick. Just unfortunate on this wet field. Maiello on a dry day, that's a great touch. He's able to turn and potentially have a shot, but just on this field, not going to come off today. And he's just been really, really unlucky tonight, getting himself into good spots. It just hasn't come off for Maiello so far. Luke Evans cuts it out, and now it finds Froelich. Froelich going to look through to Celedonia. Celedonia takes the touch, looking to Kelly. Can Kelly get there? He can't quite get there, but it falls to Froelich. Froelich now going to attack the end line on that right side. Deflected off a St. Clair defender's back, and now they look to clear. They do clear. Up as far as the target man who can't get a good touch on it. Exley going to play it up into the air. Cam Glass. St. Clair defender goes through. Not a ton in it, but the St. Clair defender ran in with two hands up, and they came into Glass's back. Glass did move a little bit, which is why that's called. I think the St. Clair defender didn't really like it, but you can't charge in like that and expect nothing to be called. Peters Township now pretty much dead center of the field, 43 yards out. Braden Apple to take. Clips it into the box. Will it get flicked on? It does get flicked on, but not goalward. And out for a corner kick on the far side for Peters Township. Once again, with just over 8 minutes played here in the second half between Peters Township and Upper St. Clair. The boys in red starting to tighten those screws, really put on the pressure, and will Upper St. Clair be able to ride out this storm, keep this game at 0-0, and start thinking about maybe trying to grind this one out to overtime? Corner comes in, finds Glass on the back post. Glass can't get a clean header, but it's still bouncing around the box. Froelich heads it. He finds Glass. Glass touches to Maiello. Maiello heads it. Doesn't find Froelich. Now Celedonia on to chase. Celedonia, will he just let it run out? He will. Peters Township throwing on the far side. Connor Glass will be the one to take the throw in. Just slowed down a little bit here for Peters Township. Finds Kelly in the box. Kelly sends it out to Celedonia. Celedonia whips it in only as far as the St. Clair defender. And none of the clearances really doing it until that one, but that one only as far as Rose. Rose now 40 yards from goal. Looks like he's going to look to send one into the box. Blocked, and could St. Clair try and spring an attack? They do. A little too far. Exley's going to be the first one onto that. Will he let it run out or will he send it? He tries to get it to Braden Apple. Braden Apple does well to turn on his man, and now Braden Apple looking up, trying to send it into the box. Finds the St. Clair center back. Was a little more hopeful than you'd really want to see in that case from Apple. But Connor Glass, does well to win it. And now Celedonia with his body going down this right-hand side. Touch inside just a little too far from him, but Luke Evans is going to be the one to control. Finds Connor Glass again. Connor Glass plays up over the top. Froelich can't control that one. And that one might run out along the end line. No, St. Clair keeps it in. Sent out for a Peters Township throwing out on the far side. All the way down in the corner now. Subs looking to check in for Peters Township. Looks like Charlie Lulich, and is that Nathan Madzuski? I think it is. Keaton Kelly and Cole Celedonia look to be the ones checking out for Peters Township here. Connor Glass with the throw in. And comes off of his shin on the ball back. Can't control it to put it back in the box. And now St. Clair to slow it down, looking to take the throw. Connor Glass wins it. Finds Lulich. Lulich can't turn. And then his man plays it up over the top, but far too far for his target man. And Exley going to send it out towards Braden Apple. Braden Apple to try and keep it in. He can't quite. Upper St. Clair throwing right in front of us on their defensive 45. Substitute coming in for the Panthers now. .29 minutes to go in the second half of this game as St. Clair looks to spring an attack. Cuts it back, plays it over the top. Evans going to be chasing here. Evans knocks it out for a St. Clair corner and a chance for the Panthers to really, really get into this one. And a goal for St. Clair, you'd think for Peters Township. The alarm bells would start to ring a little bit. It hasn't been coming off in that final third. It feels like the day where it could be decided by just one goal, and you really can't let St. Clair get that one goal if you're Peters Township. Sent in. Apple at the front post. And then Apple with the second intervention to clear now and send it all the way away into the stands on this near side. And Braden Apple does really well in both cases there to just get himself into the attack and gum up the works there for St. Clair. The ball's right behind the St. Clair player, going to the wrong ball boy. Ball boy's just in a little bit of a miscommunication, but now St. Clair with acres of space in the middle of the field, looking up to the back. Might have been offsides. Referee deemed that he wasn't, but he gets the finish wrong, and it never really looked like it had any chance of getting on net. And now Stewart thinks he was offsides. I think he was offsides. The only person, it seems like, in this entire stadium who didn't think he was offsides was the linesman, and so now Stewart has to take a goal kick instead. Played up over. Brady Rose flicks on, finds Lulich. Lulich trying to keep possession, can't quite, and his intervention is just sort of a skimming touch out of play. St. Clair throw in now about 50 yards from goal down on that far side. St. Clair ready to take here. Puts it in now. Connor Glass looks to be the one in the midfield trying to win it back. He does win it back. Finds Froelich. Froelich tries to play it up and over. Doesn't quite get it. Braden Apple's going to be the one to succeed. Anthony Maello looking up over the top. It's going to fall through. Doesn't quite come for Charlie Lulich, but a Peters Township throw in nonetheless. And just the little bit of intensity in that final third just seems to be a little lacking from Peters Township today. Connor Glass with it on the sideline trying to find Lulich. Played out again for a Peters Township throw in now in the attacking third. About 30-some yards from goal here. And that'll go out for a St. Clair goal kick after just the communication just a little bit off between, it looked like Lulich and Maello there. And now we're down to the final 26 minutes of regulation in this one. Peters Township still just can't find that key to unlock this St. Clair defense. Mazuski now to take, looks to get fouled, but he keeps with it, running down the left-hand side, cuts it back, then the intervention going to take it out for a Peters Township throw in here, down on the near side. Apple to take, trying to find Maello. Maello can't get a clean touch to it, but it comes back to Braden Apple. Braden Apple looking to find it long. He does find Connor Glass on the switch. Connor Glass going to try to play to Colin Froelich. Froelich out to that side, going to try and take the end line. Cuts it back, whips it in. Cam Glass takes it with his chest, but the chest takes it away from him, and now St. Clair looking to go, and they could be away. St. Clair, the ball not direct enough. It's going to slow it up. They want a foul. They're not going to get it. Brady Rose over here. Brady Rose will get a foul for that. St. Clair wants a yellow card. Player still on the ground. They're not going to get a card for it, but now a dangerous free kick for St. Clair, and still Peters Township can't find that breakthrough in the offensive third. St. Clair now standing over this one, ready to take. Into the box. Oh, that'll be dangerous. Stewart with a good claim. and then undercut by the St. Clair defender or attacker. Didn't seem like there was malice in it. And then his roll to Braden. Braden can't take, and then in defense loses his footing. Then the St. Clair attacker is offsides and finishes the ball well after the whistle. You think a card should be coming by the letter of the law for that. They're not going to pull it out, but certainly with how late that shot was and the fact that it went into the net, you'd think probably a yellow card would have been the right decision there. Stewart now to take. Launched up now, finds Froelich. Froelich able to turn in the midfield. He's still running, cutting over to the left-hand side. Finds it out to Nathan. Nathan now to take it inside. Tries to cut back. Doesn't come off, but Cam Glass was there to take. Cam gonna try and find his brother. No, he decides to cut back. He looks like gonna take it to the outside. Cam Glass now attacking this end line on this left-hand side. Nothing really on his cross, but the clearance only as far as Braden Apple into the middle of the field. 35 yards out. He looks like he might have a shot. He does, but he gets it wrong. He slips. And that'll bounce harmlessly through to the St. Clair keeper now. 23 minutes left in regulation. Peters Township 0, Upper St. Clair 0. St. Clair to take the punt. Luke Evans with a good header. Falls for Cam Glass. That's going to be knocked out for a Peters Township throw in here on the near side. Braden Apple just taking a second to collect himself before the throw. Flicked on for Maiello. Maiello being held. No whistle coming, but cleared out on the far side of the field for St. Clair. A long clearance across probably 2/3 of the width of the field. Gives Peters Township a throw in now on that right-hand side. Comes in for Froelich in the box, and Froelich just once again having trouble controlling. And St. Clair now could be away. Ball played through. Stewart going to come back into his box to possess now, and he'll slow it down. Looked like he might have wanted to go fast to Evans, thought better of it, and now he'll take the punt. Cam Glass with hands in his back, but it falls to Froelich. Froelich looking to play it up over the top. It's going to come now for Lulich. Lulich to try and cut it back. He can't quite. Froelich with the tackle, out for a goal kick. And just Peters Township, that little bit of sharpness almost in the final third not coming off for them tonight. Something that really, if they're going to win this game in the final 21 and a half minutes, just the touch inside the 18 is going to have to be a little bit sharper, a little bit closer. And they're going to have to start putting shots on net that challenge this keeper, where a lot of the dangerous chances for Peters Township where they've gone begging is that the shot just has let them down. They've forced one or two good saves from this keeper, but a number of other really good chances have just been straight at the keeper, really not difficult to deal with. And that's been where many of these attacks have fallen apart, as Froelich can't control that one out of the midfield, and St. Clair looking to spring on the counter again. Trying to go through. Can Luke Evans shield away? Luke cuts to the inside, plays it up and over, and now Froelich's going to be the one to come onto this. Tries to find Lulich, and it comes off Lulich, deemed offsides. He doesn't think he was. I don't think he was. I think the right center back on the far side was keeping him on, but the official saw it differently, and that's the only man who matters. And after the whiffed clearance by St. Clair could have sent Charlie Lulich through, instead St. Clair catching a little bit of a break now on the free kick for the offsides. Launched all the way down here. Cross comes in. Stewart decides to claim, and he does. And now will he try and spring Peters Township? Takes the punt quickly. Finds Anthony Maiello out here on this left side. Maiello with the shoulder pop over, but it looked like it was a little too heavy, but it's going to fall for Froelich instead. Froelich takes too long on the ball and then potentially commits the foul. It's going to not be whistled. St. Clair now to turn. Pass finds Connor Glass. Connor Glass looking up over the top for Maiello. Maiello's going to win the header, but nobody in the area to win the second ball. St. Clair to clear again. And really sort of the pattern this game's fallen into is Peters Township just missing that last ball in the final third. And then a St. Clair clearance goes straight to a Peters Township player, and we do it all again. And now Charlie Lulich seems to be whistled for clearing out with his elbow. I don't think I see it against a player who's about 4 or 5 inches taller than him, but once again, the only man whose opinion matters is the man with the whistle, and he saw it. So now St. Clair, Braden Apple now in defense, wins it back, and he'll turn. He'll play it up, trying to find Froelich. Not going to find Froelich. Lulich can't quite get there, and that'll get turned on him. Down up the left side goes St. Clair. St. Clair Connor Glass going to step in and send the ball out for a throw-in. As substitutes for both sides now going to come in. Lulich coming off. I think that's for Keaton Kelly now with 18:43 to go in the second half. Peters Township 0, Upper St. Clair 0, and not the easy sort of coronation that Peters Township would have hoped for in their final section home game this year. Flicked over by St. Clair. Connor Glass with a good just sort of intervention. Leads it to Anthony Maiello. Anthony Maiello going to play it. I think that's Jake up over the top. Jake trying to find Maiello. Maiello can't quite get there for the touch. And it's cleared away by St. Clair, but only as far as Froelich. Froelich now looking like he might have a shot. Instead decides to play it wide. I can't tell who that is. Sent into the middle, blocked, and out for a Peters Township corner on the far side. And is this where it finally breaks for Peters Township? 18 to play here. Looks like Braden Apple going to be the one to take this kick on the far side. Going to be an in-swinging corner. Keaton Kelly in on the keeper. Everybody else out around the 5-yard line, 15 yards from goal. They're going to break now. Braden Apple low ball in. Put away by St. Clair. Not all the way, but it's going to be deflected out by Keaton Kelly for a St. Clair throw-in, and now just a chance to sort of relieve that pressure that had been building. Off the St. Clair throw, Peters Township wins it. Really good turn by Cam Glass in the midfield. Cam going to try and find it through. It's going to fall for Froelich. Froelich's touch again. Just can't put him in a spot to shoot, and it's going to come out to Braden Apple. Braden Apple, will he try his luck? He will. That's blocked. Luke Evans sends it the other way, out to Connor Glass. Connor Glass finds his brother out on the outside. That's going to be whipped into a dangerous spot. Sent away, and into the net. It's an own goal. Peters Township 1, Upper St. Clair 0, and all the defending that St. Clair has done today undone in one moment of poor rebound control from the St. Clair keeper. The ball came in from Cam Glass on the outside. Looked like it was Jake Gowennis with the header, just hit right down. I don't know who it was on the site. I think it was an own goal. Jake with the header down and then parried away by the St. Clair keeper. Looked like their center back put it into the net for them. I think that'll go down as an own goal. And Peters Township now finally getting a break in the final third with 16:40 to play here in the second half. Peters Township 1, Upper St. Clair 0. Now the ball off the kickoff, played up, and a poor header from the St. Clair backline. Gowennis in the air takes a hard fall, but Froelich comes away with it to the outside. He's going to try and get it in. His cross is deflected, but it'll fall for Maiello on the far side. Maiello now onto the left foot. Will he have a shot? Cuts to the end line. Can he get it back across? Headed up. Is that in the back of the net? No, not in the net. And somehow bouncing around right on the end line, doesn't fall in for Peters Township. Looked like it could have been a second own goal in the space of a minute for the Panthers, but instead St. Clair looking to get away. Colin Exley now with the clearance. That'll find the head of Colin Froelich. Froelich looking to play it up. Maiello now going to be the one to bring it out of the air. He takes a shot in the back. That'll get whistled. And Maiello standing over at Braden Apple now, trying to send Maiello. St. Clair is able to cover, and now Braden going to slow it down a little bit. Let this clock bleed down to 15 minutes and 30 seconds, and now getting ready to take. Clipped up. And the shot never really looked like it was going on net. That'll be out for a goal kick as Peters Township making another change here. I think that's Brady Rose for Braden Apple, it looks like. RJ Bush getting pushed. No, RJ Bush getting kept
by Jake Gowennis
on the right. Like for like change. Brady Rose going to come out here on the left side just to give Braden Apple a breather. Now Colin Froelich takes it in the midfield. He plays Anthony Milo through. Anthony Milo in the end zone there, trying to take it. That'll be out for Peters Township corner here on this near side. And the right-footed in-swinger coming in. Looks like it's going to be from Connor Glass as he jogs over to the corner to take the corner kick. Just under 15 minutes to play. Peters Township 1, Upper St. Clair 0. Glass standing over this one. The arms go up. Launch to the back post. Finds Froelich's head. Froelich puts it back into the danger area. Cleared up, but more up than out from St. Clair. Now they get it farther away, but that's going to get taken and sent back in. Falls for Connor Glass. Can he have a hit? He does, but he pulls it, and that's out. Never really looking like troubling the keeper. Way wide of the net, and now with 14 minutes to play, Peters Township still leads by 1. St. Clair taking their time over this goal kick here. They really, really need to be pushing for a goal now. They need one to send this game to overtime because they're in sort of must-win mode. Because you really feel Peters Township and Cannon Mac are the worst two opponents they could end their section season with, needing a win to make the playoffs. And so in a game like this where they just need one break, you'll have to feel that they'll try and take what they can get and go really attacking in the final stages here. Ball won by Connor Glass. Trying to find Keaton Kelly. Keaton Kelly can't quite have it come off. That's going to be flicked out by Upper St. Clair, and now RJ Bush to shield and show it out. Does really well to use the body to protect that, and now Peters Township takes the throw. Comes off the back of the St. Clair defender, now headed out. RJ with a good flick. That's going to find Fro. Fro looking along the far side, has Connor Glass. He finds Connor Glass. Connor Glass now on the right-hand side. Really good switch from C-Fro there. Keaton Kelly now on the ball. Bodies up on his man. Tries to find Connor Glass on the end line. Connor just bodied off. It didn't look like he went to ground. Didn't look like there was much of a foul. But now the shot from Glass is deflected on the half volley, and that'll be out for a Peters Township corner on that far side. Once again, with 12 and a half minutes to play here from Confluence Financial Partners Stadium, your score, Peters Township 1, Upper St. Clair 0. Connor Glass to take the outswinger now since Braden Apple not on the field. Ball comes in short from Peters Township here. Cam Glass driving, tries to cut it in, and he's going to win another corner. Little clap from him there. He's not super happy with his execution, but you saw the vision, and just that last ball maybe could have been a little more driven, a little bit outside the defender there, and they're going to do it. Same thing again. Now St. Clair with 3 men collapsing. Ball gets in this time. It's going to fall for Froelich. Froelich can't get it through the traffic. Sent out. Bush with the header back in. That'll get cut out by St. Clair, and they send it up and are looking to go off. Exley going to be the one to bring it out of the air. Not his best defensive clearance of the day, but it'll be fit for purpose as now Glass has it. Glass looking for Mael. Mael looking to turn. He's going to win a Peters Township throw-in. Takes it quickly, finds Gowennes. Gowennes playing striker. Now Gowennes finds Maello. Maello in a dangerous spot. Cuts back. He's going to look to go to the end line still with the ball. Oh, and just wide on Maello's shot at the far post. Peters Township with a real chance to make this one still a contest, and might have taken a deflection in the eyes of the official. A yellow card for someone on St. Clair. I'm not sure what for. Looks like number 9. I thought it was a goal kick. Maybe St. Clair said something. But with 11:04 to go, that's going to be a yellow card for number 8 on St. Clair. And a Peters Township corner and a chance to really put this game beyond the benefit of a doubt. Or beyond the shadow of a doubt, not benefit of a doubt, pardon me. Glass to take the corner now. Low and in, Gowennes with the flick. Nobody quite there behind him to finish, but Cam Glass is going to take it out of the air. Trying to find his brother, can't quite put it into that space, but his brother's able to win the challenge and find Keaton Kelly. Keaton Kelly with a good touch. Now to the end line, finds Connor Glass. Can Connor Glass find Froelich? Can't quite find it, but now Cam's in there. Cam at least slows them up, and now St. Clair try and break. Ball finds the target man, but Luke Evans, just as he's been all season, immense, keeping that target man from contributing, and Jake's now going to find Anthony Maiello out here on the left-hand side. Maiello looking to turn. He's going to cut it back, and a good tackle from the St. Clair defender, going to send it up the line for a Upper St. Clair throw in here. Subs coming in for both sides now with 10:17 to play. Looks like I think that's Colby Zimmer and Caleb Sauter coming in for the Indians. Anthony and Jake getting a breather. 10 minutes to play. Peters Township 1, Upper St. Clair 0. Throw in taken from St. Clair here. Sauter can't win it out of the air, but it's going to fall for Glass. Glass has a window to cut if he wants it. He does cut, but it's a poor clearance from St. Clair, still in and around the box. Danger not fully taken away. Zimmer going to be onto this one. He wins the first ball, can't get on to the resulting second ball, and Glass now going to win it in the midfield and start that Peters Township attack again. He finds Zimmer on the outside. Zimmer with the ball at his feet, going to check to the end line now. He has a double, tries to cut it back, doesn't quite have the speed to get there, but the clearance only going to come as far as Glass. Glass pulls it back, finds Froelich. Froelich with a shot right at the keeper, and a dangerous chance there. Peters Township really look like they're pushing to get one more. Just really put this game out of reach now. 9 to play. Peters Township 1, Upper St. Clair 0. Brady Rose with the defensive sort of half volley there. Froelich now hounding the St. Clair midfielder. That one's going to get launched up and far too direct, far too much mustard on that. Out for a Stewart goal kick, and now with 8:30 to play in the second half, Peters Township 1, Upper St. Clair 0. Stewart now standing over this one. Launches up to the midfield. The header going to be easily dealt with by Exley. Exley finds Kelly, and now could Peters Township be away? Kelly able to turn. Finds Sauter out here on the left side. Sauter's touch takes him towards the line. He's going to cut inside. Finds Froelich. Froelich on the turn. Will Froelich look to Glass? He will look to Glass. Will Glass look to get it into the box? Cuts inside, trying to find his brother, but instead splits the difference between his brother and Keaton Kelly up at striker. Luke Evans now forced in defense. Looked like it might have been a handball there on the St. Clair midfielder trying to bring it down. Not called, and it's going to get whistled against Cam Glass in the midfield. Whistle comes in late, and really unfortunate. You don't necessarily agree with that call, but nothing you can do about it with 7:30 to go. Free kick going to be taken exactly from the midfield stripe, dead center of the field, and Peters Township going to have to be really alert and awake to defend this. They cannot afford to concede here. Defensive header not clean. That'll be out to the sideline, and St. Clair with a chance to put the ball right back in. Quick whistle. St. Clair tries to take it quickly, but they have a sub at the line. Referee blows it dead to let him come on. We're now down to 7 minutes left in this one. Peters Township still leads by a score of 1-0 over the St. Clair Panthers. St. Clair with a very dangerous throw-in now coming into the box, 20 yards from goal. Stewart's out. He gets a punch. It's going to fall to 27, blocked by Peters Township, and what a big block that could be, but the danger not away yet. Still into the box. Connor Glass trying to get it away. He can't get it away. St. Clair with the hit. Stewart deflected, and what a save. Stewart had to change which direction he was going. They won a penalty. They're not going to get it. It looked really unfortunate to not get it. They're going to get a corner kick instead. From up in the booth, it looked like, I couldn't tell who it was, but the Peters Township defender really aggressive bodying up, but the St. Clair player goes down and the ball goes out, getting a corner instead of a penalty kick. Peters Township potentially getting away with one there. Corner comes in. Dangerous area, flicked up, and away across the goal line, and now Peters Township with a chance to break. Finds Keaton Kelly in the middle of the field. Keaton Kelly going to look for Colby Zimmer. Colby Zimmer, does he have the legs to get onto this one? Not quite. recycled all the way back. We're inside of 6 minutes now. Peters Township still leads by a score of 1-0. That's going to run over the St. Clair player's head, and Connor Glass will let that one go all the way out for a Peters Township throw-in. 5.5 minutes to play here. Glass to take the throw in now. St. Clair finds the man with space in the midfield, and he's looking to go up over the top. Header trying to find someone on the far side who isn't there. Brady Rose could have brought that one down. Instead, opts to just head it and loses possession. St. Clair cutting back into the middle of the field, 30 yards from goal. RJ Bush with the defensive clearance, and that'll run out on the left-hand side. Nope, kept in by St. Clair, and then he could have let it run out for a St. Clair throw, and instead he tries to cut it back, and his cutback on Colby Zimmer runs out for a Peters Township throw. And with 4:52 left, Peters Township making a sub. Keaton Kelly checking out for Anthony Maiello. Clock does stop on all Peters Township friendly stoppages in the final 5 minutes of regulation here, so protecting this 1-0 lead. The time wasting and bleeding the clock isn't going to be as effective as it would have been earlier in this one, but that'll run out for another Peters Township thrown in a very similar spot. Connor Glass to take again. Throw comes in, headed away by St. Clair and up over the top. That's going to be headed back in the middle by Connor Glass and cleared by Colin Exley, but straight to a St. Clair player, and they could be on the break. And that'll be a foul and likely a yellow card against Froelich. Froelich not happy with the call, but in that spot, I think he'll be very fortunate not to get a card for the foul or for the reaction. Doesn't seem like this official wants to card much of anything tonight. So you have to wonder what the St. Clair players said in order to get one earlier, but we're now down to 4 minutes left. Peters Township still lead 1-0, but a really, really dangerous chance for St. Clair now. Two men standing over this one, on the 25-yard line, 35 yards from goal, left of center, but still between the hash marks. Ball gets sent into the box. Out by Rose, but not very far. Still getting headed around in the box. That'll be cleared by Peters Township out to the sideline. They'll let it run for a St. Clair throw-in. 30 seconds left, and here comes number 8 getting reintroduced after his yellow card. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. 8 coming back into the game after his yellow card at 11:04. The long throw into the box. Bouncing around, not cleanly cleared. Still not cleanly cleared by Connor Glass. Again, and a bad call on the throw-in for Upper St. Clair forces Brady Rose to deal with the quick throw and put it out for a corner kick. Now 3 minutes to play in this one. Peters Township clinging to a 1-0 lead. St. Clair really season on the line here, playing really, really intense in these final couple minutes, trying to send this game to overtime. Corner comes in really far outside of the box. That'll run through. Can Sauter get there? He can, and he sends it up. That won't quite drift out, and a poor header out of the air from 29 on St. Clair. He's going to recover, send it into the midfield. Stewart, can he get there? He can get there, and now 2:25. Peters Township leads 1-0. Stewart going to try to let this one run down. Punt goes up. Taken out of the air by St. Clair, and here they come again. Sent wide and just led his man too far. We're down to 2:08 to go in this one. Peters Township leads by 1. Caleb Sauter to take the throw, and he's going to set it down, give it to Luke Evans. Luke Evans probably going to look for the long throw here as we're inside 2 minutes now. Long throw finds Maiello. Maiello flicks it on. Froelich not quite there. Sauter going to find it instead. He pops it up. Looking for Colby on the far side. Can Colby keep it? He can. He finds Connor Glass. Connor Glass now on this right-hand side. He's going to drive to the line. He's got 2 men on him. No real options. Going to somehow win a throw, and I'm not sure how. 90 seconds to play in this one, and now he's going to just bleed a little bit of clock. Finds Colin Froelich. Froelich going to take it down to the corner, and that'll be knocked out by the St. Clair player. Connor Glass to take it again. Short to Froelich. Froelich now in the corner. wins a corner kick now. 1 minute, 10 seconds left, and Peters Township just really sucking all the life out of this game here late on. 1 minute left. Ball sent into the box. Glass going to be out of the air, and Glass, oh no. St. Clair now away to break. Luke Evans now standing up as man as St. Clair sends it down towards the corner. RJ Bush going to be called into action here. The chop from St. Clair. RJ with a really good clearance, and he finds Anthony Maiello, and Anthony Maiello could be away. He's got one man to beat to goal, but instead he's going to check to the middle of the field, look to beat him. Takes it inside. Is this the dagger? And he puts it over the bar. It hits the football crossbar, and that was the chance to end it for Peters Township. Now with 19 seconds left, St. Clair still trail by 1. This is going to be their last chance. Keeper going to send it long. 12 seconds left.
10, 9,
launched up.
8,
Glass is going to be the one to recover,
6,
and he just sends it to the stratosphere. And that'll do it from Peters Township Confluence Financial Partners Stadium. Final score, Peters Township 1, Upper St. Clair Panthers 0, and that could be the one that takes the Panthers out of the playoffs. From the Peters Township Audio Network, thank you for tuning in tonight, and good night.